Hello and welcome back to the Motorhome Review channel. Today I'm at River Motorhomes and I'm at their Midlands depot just off the M42. In this video I'm going to be giving you a closer look at this. This is the Eura Mobil Xtura. Now Eura Mobil are a German manufacturer, not one I've done many reviews on before. It's a premium motorhome and this is their all-wheel drive 4x4 Mercedes-based vehicle. We're going to go through all the facts and figures, find out more about it, and I am excited to take a look around this with you. So let's dive in and find out what we need to know. So the Xtura, it is based on Mercedes, the 2-litre diesel engine, 190 horsepower as standard and automatic transmission. Now this motorhome comes standard as 2 berth with 3 travel seats, or you can add an optional 3rd berth with the same 3 travel seats as this one is here at River. Now price, let me talk about that before we go any further because we always want to know how much it is. This one here, just under £160,000. However, this one has got a number of packs on it, so some of the things I'll show you today may well be extras. Let's talk about those all-important facts and figures. So I've told you it's on Mercedes. It's actually based on the all-wheel drive 4x4 Mercedes Sprinter. Size-wise, so the motorhome, it's 6 metres and 88 centimetres long, so it's quite a nice compact length. In terms of width, it's 2 metres and 20 centimetres wide, and it's 3 metres and 2 centimetres in height. Weight-wise, it does have a gross vehicle weight of 4,100 kilos, so you are going to need the C1 category on your licence to drive this. You will be able to tow 2 tonnes with it, or 2,000 kilos, and you're going to have a payload of around 700 kilos, but that will depend on the options that you add. Let's make a start here at the front, because it's quite a nice high-up vehicle. Up here, Eura Mobil, that is the logo of this German manufacturer, and on this one here we can see the light bar as well that's been added. That is for off-road use only, obviously, but it does have that nice off-road effect. We come down now, there's only one layout on Xtura and this is the one we're looking at. The paintwork as well comes in this beige colour as well, so this does set it aside from other motorhomes that you may see on a 4x4 platform. The graphics or the decals are quite striking. You'll notice the terrain signs here that we can see, and then coming round we have the model as well, the Xtura name here, and then down to the black bumper and grille. What we'll do, we're going to make our way down the offside and then go inside as we venture round. So starting here. Now this one does have the Mercedes-Benz LED headlamps. Mercedes has a number of safety packages as well included. Moving along, now first of all you can see the bulbous indicator here stuck out as we see, and then coming down, this is on the BF Goodrich tyres and it's got the Delta rims as well. That's an option that's been added. Now this one here at River is left-hand drive. You can order this in left-hand or right-hand. So here we have our cab door on this one, to say this one left-hand, so the passenger, Xtura again, and the black plastic continuing down next to that beige or cream coloured paintwork. It's almost got a very slight green tint to it. I'm not sure if that's the light or not. Now let's talk about what's up there on the roof. So this is an off-road vehicle designed for off-grid adventures, and Eura Mobil claim that you will be able to get up to 30 days off-road use out of this vehicle. To help you with that, you will get a 285 watt solar panel up there on the roof. We'll have a look at the lithium battery and the inverter as we make our way to the garage. Continuing along, the 2-lay awning, this one fitted here to the one at River Motorhomes. Our habitation door on the offside, it's a German motorhome manufacturer, so I would expect that here. And then an electric step, because one thing you'll see, we've got quite a lot of clearance from the ground, and that also goes the same for the cab. So when you are getting into the cab, you'll be pleased to see that there is a handle here to hold on to that to pull yourself in. We'll have a look at the driver's side from the near side. So continuing down, habitation and then our toilet cassette point. Here embossed, made in Germany, fit for Scandinavia. They do claim to have this excellent insulation as well, all year round use. Continuing along, we can see more of this graphic that we saw on the bonnet. So it is a striking motorhome. Garage door, there's a near side and an offside garage door. So let's take a look in the garage. I've been quite impressed with the size of this. So if I open this up, now, first of all, we've got these little nets on the door here. You can put a couple of items there. The one thing I've noticed is we have got quite a high height here, so if we are lifting heavy items in, obviously be mindful of that. But what a fabulous size garage. The height as well from where the bed is, excellent amount of room there for lifting in bikes or outdoor equipment. I mentioned before lithium, you will get a 330 amp hour lithium battery and a 3000 watt inverter. That's complemented by that solar panel. Here there is a light as well, that's attached to the wall there, so you can get that out if you need an emergency light. There's some chocks there as well, the winder for the awning, and then all the room down here. There is a ladder there as well for climbing onto the bed when you've made it into the double bed. And that mat, you can have the optional heated mat for the cab, and that's what that is there. I'll talk more about heating options as we make our way round, but that is our garage, and I think that's a fabulous space. Now let's have a look up here. So this one has got, again, the additional off-road features. We've got there the roof bars, and then coming down we also have this piece of equipment. Now on here you can add additional equipment holders as well. You can attach bikes on here. There's a number of things you can do. I'm going to put a link to the website so you can fully explore the options available here for attaching outdoor equipment to this. You will get a double rear view camera, the Xtura name, and again that made for Germany, fit for Scandinavia, the graphics, and then the LED lights. I love a nice back end, and I do like this one. We've got this great big black bumper up to here, and then the back end. I think in terms of it looking modern and fresh, it certainly does that. So that's the rear. Now I'm going to venture down the near side. So we have a second garage door there, and then we have our gas locker. So storage on board for two 11 kilo gas bottles. You can see that there. In terms of our water, here we have the filler for the fresh water tank, 140 litres of fresh water, 105 litres of grey waste, and the grey waste has an electric dump as well. Then we have our electric hookup here, and then continuing down you can see the graphics or the decals on the Xtura. And then our storage locker here. Now this is another good addition because under here we have this waterproof secure cabinet, so you can put items under here that you may just not want to put in the garage and keep there a bit more easily accessible. I said I'd mention about heating, so the Xtura comes standard with Alde wet central heating. Now the Alde system will run off electric when you're on electric hookup or gas when you're off grid. It also has underfloor heating as well. If you don't want the Alde, there is the option to have a diesel heating system. So if you really do want that off-grid system, you can opt for diesel, because now I know a lot of people are moving towards diesel as opposed to wanting to be reliant on gas and electric. Talking about diesel, you do have a 92 litre diesel tank as well. So that is a great size diesel tank. Right, so that's the exterior of the Xtura, 6 metres and 88 centimetres long, 4,100 kilos in gross vehicle weight. Let's dive inside and take a look. So the habitation door on the off side, if I open that up. Now here we've got the brown, the bin, which is nice to see, a privacy blind, the concertina style, and the chrome grab handle. We've also got Eura Mobil embossed up there as well. You will throughout the motorhome get fly screens as well. Now I already told you about the ground clearance, and it is fairly high, but I'm going to step up. The good thing is obviously there's a bar here, but there is a bar here as well inside. So in we go, and we'll make our way up into the cab first of all. Now, coming into the Eura Mobil Xtura, there are a number of upholstery choices. It comes standard in trail beige. This is the leather cream option. There's also grey. There's a number of different colours. So you can personalise it, because let's be honest, cream and beige isn't for everyone. And to be honest, if you're going off-roading and getting a bit mucky, it definitely probably won't be for you. So let's start up here. Mercedes, I have already mentioned that this is the left-hand drive model. You can have it in right-hand drive. All the Mercedes safety features. Up here, there's a number of lights, including the ones for those lights that we saw, the light bars at the front for off-road use. The Mercedes infotainment system, and then you've also got Garmin navigation. Now, Eura Mobil boasts that the navigation system is actually a global system, so no matter where you're going to go in your Eura Mobil, you should be all right for getting about. Now the seats, as I say, these ones in the beautiful cream leather, they do have the armrests finished as well. And the benefit of these seats is these are heated. So when you're on your travels, there's a button down here, press your button and you've got your nice heated seat on. So that's our cab. You do get the blinds in the side windows and the windscreen as well. They're manual, you have to close those yourself. I'll stand up. Now, I already mentioned about the mat in the garage, which is the optional heated mat that will go down there. And then we noticed that the flooring, which is the concrete effect, goes all the way one level down through the motorhome. You are going to get headroom of 1.97 m, so that should be ample for most people. And up here we have a nice large sunroof. This does open and there's a blind and a fly screen. The lounge area, both these chairs do swivel. I'll just step aside. I've already swiveled this one does as well. Seating, so the motorhome 6.88 m, so it's certainly well under a 7 metre one, so there's going to be a compromise, and there is some compromise in the lounge area for seating, but this is mainly a 2-berth motorhome, so you are still going to get a nice amount of seating here on this bench seat, and then this smaller bench seat area here as well. And because these turn, you can always swivel round and then get your feet up. I think it's a nice lounge area. Situated in here, there is the fixed table. It has got the telescopic leg. This one at River has the optional 3rd berth, so when you want to make a bed, you'll push this down and there's an additional cushion and board and you'll make a bed. It's interesting as well though, at the moment I've changed this and I'll talk through the table. So whilst it is fixed, you can push it around to slide it where you want it to be, backwards and forwards, and there's additional flap as well. Pull the flap up, under here there's a little bar, pull that bar out and you've got a larger table as well. When you're using it more to get round it, drop that flap down. You can also use the table as additional worktop space because motorhome kitchens are never generous, so use this as well as worktop space. Now, over onto the near side. So here in the lounge we have a number of little LED downlighters. There's USB chargers as well in these. One thing I've noticed in this motorhome is there are USB chargers absolutely everywhere. Now the cabinetry, we have this, I always call it an oatmeal-y colour. That's probably a good way to describe it. So we have this textured effect here and then the wood. There's a lot of wood in this. I like that personally. Let's open that up. So opening up this cupboard, one thing to notice is it does catch just a little bit on this surround, so that's one thing to be mindful of. But another thing that I've seen is all these cupboards have their own lights, and we'll see more of that as I work my way around and show you into the cupboards. There is also another cupboard here as well on the off side. If I open that up before we move on, again, a light as well there. And then around the cab, we have storage compartments here with an elastic band to keep bits in, and then other little lights here as well. Right. Let me move this way. I came in through the habitation door on the offside. This is a nice wide door entrance. Above the door, this is where the control panel is. There's also USB Type-C chargers here. It's nicely concealed and hidden. The ceiling has got the cream textured finish and it is padded. That's ideal for soundproofing and for insulation as well. I'll let you step that way, I'll go this way. Now the door here, this is where you can affix a bracket for the television. There's the television point there as well. That's a 12 volt and TV aerial. So TV onto there. Little padded section here for putting bits and pieces in. And then the light control and the electric step. You've also got more storage with bands. And if you're wondering where you're going to be able to put your shoes, just under here, there's a little drop down flap, and in there you can store shoes for when you come in through the door. Close that up, Now on the near side, we've got further cabinets here. If I open these, and again, you can see that illumination there. The backboard is a plain solid backboard, the shelf there. As I move further back, a sunroof here which does open. It has a blind and a fly screen. One thing I've noticed, which I really do like, is many European motorhomes have the plastic blinds. You'll have seen those in my other reviews. This, however, has concertina blinds, so that's really nice to see, and I know a lot of people prefer those. The surround around the windows, this is a grey finish. It is solid as well, it's not a fabric finish. Then I'll move my way into the kitchen on the near side. So the Xtura kitchen, we have got 2 sockets there, light switch, and then storage here. There are some additional lights in the kitchen. I've had to turn them off just due to a bit of flicker on the camera, so there is more lighting in the kitchen area. But opening this up, again, more illumination here, and good height there, and storage for your kitchen items. Kitchen window with a blind and a fly screen, again, this solid backboard. And then, now this is different. The number of times I do reviews and people tell me there should be an induction hob. Well, Eura Mobil have put an induction hob on here. The benefit of this is obviously induction runs off electric. Because you've got a 3000 watt inverter, when you are off grid, you can either use that or you've got the 2 gas burners, and you've got storage for a good amount of gas on board. So excellent to see the Hereford induction hob and the gas burners. The only compromise with this sort of style is you do lose a little bit of worktop space, which is why I say use that table. Then moving across, we have our sink. If I open that up, it's a square Dometic sink and the matte black tap, which does swivel. So that's the kitchen space hit there. A little rack for storing some bits and pieces, and then we'll work our way down through the bank of drawers. Now they have got double locks on them, so when you're in transit these should stay well and truly closed. This is a good sized drawer, and you've already got a nice cutlery tray insert as well. Close it up. They are soft close, but I'll push it along to give it a hand and speed us along. Opening this one, again, plenty of space in there. It says a maximum of 15 kilos you can put in there. I don't think I take 15 kilos of kitchen stuff full stop, let alone for one drawer, but people do. And then the bottom drawer, again, another maximum 15 kilos. You'll probably notice there isn't an oven. There is the option to have an oven if you did want to have one fitted. That is a factory fit option. So just so you're aware if it is a bit of a deal breaker for you. So as it is, storage here, induction hob and gas, good bank of drawer storage, and then moving along we have our Thetford Tower fridge and freezer. So this is a compressor fridge and freezer. It has 146 litre capacity. This is the freezer compartment, and then you can see the rest of the storage here. This works off the 12 volt system of the motorhome. So it doesn't use gas, it simply relies on electric. And when you're off grid, it's going to be running off that lithium battery. These are very efficient. I've used them myself on a motorhome before. Above the fridge, if I open this locker, we have storage here. Now you can see it goes all the way back on both sides. So excellent there. Nice strong hinges, and the wood finish as well. It does feel very solid. However, at £160,000, I'd like to think it would. Before I go further down, I'm just going to move across. Here we have an extractor. So the good thing with this is you've got the option of drawing air in or out. So good when you're cooking or also on warm days. So you've got the fan there. Coming down, just under the fridge, if I drop this down, there's a little bit of storage under there in that space as well. What I'm going to do next, I'm going to continue along. I'm going to make my way into the bedroom, and then we'll do the all-in-one washroom on the way back. So we're going to head back here first of all. So this layout, this is known as the EF, and it has longitudinal or single beds. These single beds will convert into a double low, and I'll talk about that in a minute. So let me dive up here first of all. So the single beds, as you can see, there's the steps there that I've just come up. So a couple of fixed steps up onto the bed. Now, This bed here is 196 centimetres long, it's 80 centimetres wide. This one 195 centimetres long and 80 centimetres wide. So good size single beds, lovely memory foam as well. You can use this as a double and I'll demonstrate that in a minute. Now let's work our way around the bedroom. Storage, there is a locker here, again with one of these little lights in it. Close that down. The walls are a solid cream finish. Window, blind and fly screen does open. Moving along now, there's lighting under the cupboards and then there's also these lights here as well that we can see, and they have a USB charging point within them. As we work our way along, light switches and more USB charging points and a USB Type-C and a plug socket. So if you're wanting to charge things back here, absolutely no problem at all. There's also the benefit of these little pouches, so you could put your gadgets in there, and the elastic band system there as well. These lockers, I'll just open this one here, so you can see in here storage in our overhead lockers, that slope there of that roof system. Now, one thing I always look at as well is the height of the cabinets to the height of the beds. This has got a really high garage, which can mean the beds can be quite high up, which they are. However, what Eura Mobil have done is instead of having much lower cabinets, they've kept them a shorter drop here, which means when you've got your pillows here, you've still got plenty of room to be able to lay down and turn over in bed. That's something to always check, because when you see a motorhome at a dealership, the bed isn't made up. By the time you put all your cushions on here, make sure you've got plenty of headroom to be able to turn around. That's just a bit of a tip for looking when you go buying yourself. Further cupboard on this side, and again one of those lights with the USB as well on there. And then as we come round, we've also got a matching cupboard there as well on this side. I'll just lift that up for us and we can see in there. That's the actual tank for the Alde. It'll show you the header tank. It'll show you your fluid level in that tank. Close that up. Now then, before I demonstrate this bed, I'll just open these little wardrobes and storage areas under the beds. Under here, this is more shelving style, so you'll be able to place your items in there. And then on the offside bed, this one's actually a wardrobe. I'll just go back up, and there is a bar under there, and you've got storage for clothes and items in that one as well. Whether I just haven't found the light under there, I'm not sure, but there's no light coming on at the moment. Right, now, if you want to make this a double bed, you can do that. So I'll just drop down. You'll see here, there is another black button. Press that, pull this out, and then you also get this additional cushion on there. And there you go, that's now a double bed. You can then use the ladder that we saw in the garage to climb up onto that. Right, put that back, slide that away. If you're wondering about bedding, obviously on the single bed you can use single bed bedding. On this centre cushion, people often ask about what to use on there. You're best looking at what's called a cot bed sheet and use a cot bed sheet to wrap around that. And same for that, you can also just use a cot bed sheet to wrap around that if needs be as well. That would be my advice on there. Right, let's have a look at this washroom. So, this is a little bit different. This little sort of swiveler goes down and it drops into there to keep these together. Then you open that up to open it. Now, you pull them out towards you. If I pull those out, and then what we'll do, we'll take a look in here. Jules will navigate us in. Now, opening it up, it is an all-in-one. On the size of the motorhome, that's what I would expect. This does have a nice finish to it. Looking inside, first of all, let's talk through it. So, good sized sunroof for ventilation with a blind and a fly screen. Our lighting as we come down, really good sized flat mirror. Then you can see our fruit bowl sink and the matte black tap. That is a good sized sink there indeed. And then continuing down, we're into our shower space area. There's 2 plug holes there, and we have got the wooden board. Now coming into here, this is our bathroom cabinet. Nice amount of storage. There is a plug there, and we do have these wood strips to stop items moving. They are maybe a little bit flimsy for the build, for the price of the motorhome and the build I'd expect, but at least they're going to stop our toiletries going everywhere, and the wood effect finish in there as well. Closing that up, and then coming down, there is some little storage items here, as you can see, there and there. And then down here, if I drop that down, a little place there to keep your toilet roll or whatever you want to do. And then the actual toilet itself is the Hereford bench seat toilet, the flush button there. And the good thing with this one is I do feel that you have a good amount of leg room when you are wanting to sit and use the toilet. Up here, there are a number of hooks for your towels. And then on this side, this bar here, again for hanging towels, put it away when not in use. And a shelf here for our shower gels and what have you. Now you're probably wondering, where's the shower? Well, I'll show you that. So there's a magnet here and here. So what I'm going to do is pull this across over the toilet. There's also an additional handle here which helps, and it's now locked into place on the other side. That exposes what I would consider a good size shower cubicle. I'm going to step in. Now, the good thing with this is we don't have intrusion from the wheel arch. We've got a nice amount of floor space. Jules has stood in the shower as well, and he's got plenty of headroom here. He's 6'1" and obviously got some chunky shoes on, so plenty of headroom here. In the shower, the lighting, because the board's gone across, we've still got nice lighting, access to our shower gels, and the shower itself in the matte black is affixed here. Hot and cold water. Now, I often with these say an all-in-one, where do you put your towel and what have you when you're having a shower? Because this is a good space, to be fair, you could drape it over here. Obviously you close your doors when you're showering, and then your space for getting dry after you shower, you have got room in here to dry off. You're not then forced to step out to get dry. So yeah, it does work. Right, let me close that up. There we go. And then when you're finished, obviously these walls are waterproof boards. You can just give those a wipe down. So that is our all-in-one washroom on the Xtura. I'll close that up. There we go. Right, so a little summary there. We've done our bedroom with those single longitudinal beds, our washroom, the tower fridge and freezer, the induction hob and the gas burners. The kitchen, there isn't a great deal of worktop space. You are going to be using the table, I think. Great bank of drawers. How that would look if you had the optional oven, I'm not sure. It might be that you're thinking just bringing an air fryer with you anyway. Cabinets all around, and then the finish here on the fabrics. There is a choice, so you don't just have to have the cream, but this is a nice light and bright space as well. Let's just dive back outside and have a summary. So be careful as we go out, because we are some way off the ground. Hopefully Jules will bring you out carefully. Right, there we go. So that is the Eura Mobil Xtura, the all-wheel drive 4x4. There is only one layout, and here it is. This one at River Motorhomes has got quite a lot of the equipment on it, £160,000. Based on Mercedes, 190 horsepower, automatic transmission. It's got the 285 watt solar, the lithium, the inverter. Obviously, let me know what you think. I'm sure you may know who its competitors are. I'm pointing in the direction of Heimer for this one. So how does that compete with that? Let me know in the comments what you think. I've enjoyed having a look around that. This is one that I've seen at shows. People have asked me to review it, and I've been in and done it. Has it got the wow factor for you? Let me know. Thanks to River Motorhomes here in the Midlands, who have invited us to come and film. So as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.